Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I hope that your Monday is going splendidly. I don't understand why people take such a dim view of Monday. It's just as good as a Friday. It's just positioned at a different place in the system that has you enslaved. So let's overcome the whole Monday stigma and let's make Monday a fun day. How about that? Can we have Monday fun day instead of Monday blues, Monday blahs, Monday, etc., etc., etc.? Well, I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian Whistleblower. Welcome to the Gospel Truth channel. And I'm here to try to bring you some information. Hopefully you'll think, try to bring you to some water. Hopefully you'll decide to drink, because it's much easier to fool someone than it is to convince them that they've been fooled. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying. Hello and welcome to all of you filing into the chat room. I see several, at least 3 countries already represented. So I'm excited and I'm looking forward to this program. I'm also looking forward to December 10th. Of course, on December 10th, we've got the What to Do When You're Dead extravaganza of enlightenment right here in Clearwater, Florida. And that's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to make sure that you get yourself squared away so you can be there. And we are doing the registration right now. Of course, you've seen this before. You'll see it again. Heidi Vandenberg, Jenny Moonstone, myself, Jeffrey Darty, also Dan from Overwatch Channel. And there may be some more coming. We're not sure, but we still have fingers crossed. But I'll tell you what, getting a free Vedic birth chart from Heidi, getting numerology done from me, that more than covers the $50 entrance. And you also get your lunch, you get all the seminars, you get the guided meditations, you get a lot for a little. So I'm encouraging you to be here in Clearwater on December the 10th, encouraging you to do what you can. And we're going to do our best to try to live stream it if possible. We're going to find out and see if that's possible. I hope it is. And we will do our best. I promise you, I'll let you know on that. Now, I also wanted to remind you that coming up this week on Thursday, we've got a big event as well. It's actually Thursday night, Friday morning, depending upon where you live. I'll be the second guest on Coast to Coast AM on Thursday, November the 30th, with George Norrie for a full 2 hours. And we'll be talking about AI in the Bible. We'll be talking a little bit about reptilians. We'll be talking about updates on the Mandela effect. And we'll be talking about the rise of AI in the Bible. So it promises to be a really, really powerful program. So I hope that you will be there for that. And speaking of powerful programs, I think we've got one for you here today. And I know that most of you, I wonder if I could do this without getting in trouble as far as with the YouTube police. I may try and see if I can snag it really quickly and see what happens. And see what happens. Oh, it's kind of, okay, here's, I think 11 seconds. I might be able to pull off 11 seconds without getting the police on me. So let's see if we can pull off this 11 seconds without getting the YouTube police on us. What do you think? Let's give it a shot. Here we go. This will frame our discussion today, and this will frame our thing here today.
Help me.
That's all I'm going to do right there. So, of course, Tom Cruise, Cuba Gooding Jr., what was that? Jerry Maguire, help me, help you. Absolutely. Hello, Mazin. Good to see you, brother. So that was the help me, help you. Tom Cruise. I almost said Tom Cruise and Mazin Brooks. Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. But today I'm not talking about help me, help you. I'm talking about help you, help you. Help you, help you. You're not always going to have Tom Cruise there. Scotty Roberts says it was a quantum jump for him to get in here this morning. But I want to talk about help you help you. And this is something I've known about for a while, but I was reminded of it by our old friend. I was watching him on something. I can't remember what I was watching him on because he was talking about something that interested me. But Dr. Michio Kaku, and I probably am messing his name up, but you know who the fellow is. Dr. Michio Kaku. Anyway, this guy was talking about parallel universes. And what he was saying was that universes in his, idea, and I think it was in this book because he was talking about his book, he's talking about the possibility, and he thinks the reality, and he was actually talking about the world coming to an end and how we could escape it. He was Michio is his name. Michio. Okay, Dr. Michio. Thank you, Scotty Roberts. Scotty's always around to keep me straight. Dr. Michio. And he was talking about how he believes that there are parallel universes that are like on top of each other, like sheets of paper. It only costs $50,000 to get him to speak at your conference. I'll do it for half. But anyway, it's he says there's universes on top of universes like sheets of paper. And he says we could easily get from our universe, if it was about to go bad, to get to another universe up or down. But the only problem is that the energy that it would take for us to physically go from one universe to another universe would be way too much. It couldn't happen, which is another underscore on my belief that it's almost impossible for aliens, ETs, extraterrestrials to go from their world to our world because the energy that is needed is fantastical. So that buttresses my argument that most of the UFO, ET, alien things are astral projections. They're spiritual, not actual physical. And now that I've ticked off about half of you, I feel right at home. But there's parallel universes, and this didn't come from warp drive, duh. This didn't come from some crazy fringe conspiracy theorist. I didn't get this off of Scotty Roberts' website or Rex Bear's website, or I didn't get it from, one of these news conglomerates. It didn't come off of my website. I didn't dream it up. Dr. Michio Kaku is the guy that was talking about it. So it's very, very interesting stuff. Now, add to that another discovery that I made. See, I don't just sit around and do nothing. I actually do some studying and stuff. Space.com. And I tried to grab this picture, but it won't let me, which was a bit of a frustration for me. But space.com, again, this is not, any of these, I don't want to say their names because they're silly sites, and it didn't come off of some random YouTube channel. It comes from space.com. And it's from Clara Moskovitz, the space.com assisting managing editor. I'm pretty sure that Clara's not a conspiracy theorist. I'm pretty sure that Clara is at least reasonably versed in the scientific method. So what she's saying and what space.com is saying, they're giving us 5 reasons why we may live in a multiverse. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to think of the right word. Orthodox science, for lack of a better term, is now talking in terms that are sci-fi, in terms that are paranormal. The paranormal each and every day becomes more and more normal. And the fact that I'm going on Coast to Coast Thursday to talk about artificial intelligence is just another expression of that. But the universe we live in may not be the only one out there. Remember, space.com, Michio Kaku, not conspiracy theorists, saying that we may live in a universe that's only one of many universes out there. In fact, our universe could be just one of an infinite number of universes making up a multiverse. Though the concept may stretch credulity, there's good physics behind it. There's not just random ramblings from YouTube jockeys. There's good physics behind it. And there's not just one way to get a multiverse. There's numerous physics theories that independently point to such a conclusion. In fact, some experts think that the existence of hidden universes is more likely than not. Folks, are you hearing what they're saying? Not only do they say there could be multiple universes, not only do they say there's multiple ways that there could be multiple universes, but now mainline, that's the word I was looking for, science is saying, you know what? In all likelihood, there are multiple universes. In all likelihood, mainstream science is telling us there may be, in all likelihood, there are multiple universes. I think that's pretty shocking. And I think that we're getting more and more to a place where spirituality and science are merging. Okay, number one way is there could be infinite universes. Scientists don't really know what the shape of space-time is, but most likely it's flat and it stretches out infinitely. And if space goes on forever, it has to, according to this theory, start repeating at some point, because there's a finite number of ways that particles can be arranged in space-time. So if there's a finite number of ways particles can be arranged in space-time in an infinite universe, then sooner or later, you're going to have some duplication. So if you look far enough, you would encounter another version of you. Not conspiracy theorists, not YouTube jockeys, but mainline science saying, look far enough, you're going to encounter another version of you. In fact, possibly infinite versions of you. Some of these will be doing exactly what you're doing right now, and others will have worn a different sweater, and still others would have made vastly different career and life choices. Vastly different career and life choices. You'll find another you, a lot like you, doing different things than you're doing, having different skill sets, having different bases of knowledge, having different, mastering different things and skills and technologies. So that's way number one, that you could run into another you. Number two, bubble universes. In addition to the multiple universes created by extending space-time, other universes could arise from eternal inflation. Now, that's not talking about the U.S. economy. That's the notion that the universe expanded rapidly after the Big Bang, inflating like a balloon. And when it inflated like a balloon, it gave rise to many isolated bubble universes. So our own bubble universe, where inflation has ended, at least on a cosmic scale, allowing stars and galaxies to form, is but a small bubble in a vast sea of space, some of which is still inflating, that contains other bubbles like our bubbles, tiny bubbles. And in some of these bubble universes, the laws of physics and fundamental constraints might be different, making some strange universes indeed. That one, parallel universes. Princeton University, Paul Steinhardt, Neil Turok at the Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics, Ontario, Canada. Possibility of more dimensions to our world than the three of space and time that we know now. The three of space and one of time that we know now. In addition to our own three-dimensional brain of space, other three-dimensional brains may float in a higher dimensional space. This is kind of what Dr. Michio Kaku was talking about. You can see the universes stacked on top of universes. Columbia University physicist describes the idea that our universe is one of potentially numerous slabs floating in higher dimensional space. These universes aren't always parallel and out of reach. Sometimes they could slam into each other. Is that what causes the Mandela effect? When parallel universes get close or occupy the same space? I don't know. Daughter universes. Quantum mechanics describes the world in terms of probabilities rather than the definite outcomes. And the mathematics of this theory suggests that all possible outcomes of a situation do occur in their own separate universes. So if you got up and picked Wheaties today instead of Lucky Charms, then somewhere in another universe, there was a Scotty Roberts that ate Lucky Charms. So every possible scenario plays out in a parallel universe. Number 5, mathematical universes. A mathematical structure is something that you can describe in a way that's completely independent of human language. I really believe that there is this universe out there that can exist independently of me, that would continue to exist even if there were no humans. Anyway, for my limited brain power, daughter universes where choices you make play out in other universes makes sense. This parallel universe makes sense to me. Bubble universes, not so much. And this infinite universe is one, kind of, sort of. But if I had to vote, I would say, let's go with parallel universes and daughter universes. But at any rate, what I want you to ponder is the fact that mainstream science is saying that in all likelihood, there's these multiple universes out there, multiple planes of existence. And if there's multiple universes out there, then guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There are, once again, multiple yous out there. And it's one thing to have someone saying, help me, help you. You see how dated this movie is. But what if you could help you, help you? What if you could look in the mirror and say that? Get out of here, Tom Cruise. What if you could look in the mirror and say that to yourself? Help me, help you. Here's what I'm thinking about, ladies and gentlemen. If, as science suggests, there are multiple universes, and if, as science suggests, there are multiple yous in those universes, and if, as mainstream science has suggested, and people a lot smarter than me have suggested that there are yous there that have different skill sets, different masteries of different subjects, then why couldn't you? And I know we can't get to other universes without the warp drive and the energy that's required, but we don't have to go with this. We can go with what's in here. We can go spiritually. So what if you made a spiritual journey to another you? What if you needed to learn how to, okay, we'll make it very mundane. I am looking to Doc Illusion gets unblocked and he's already stirring up crap again. What does God need? Excuse me. What does God need with a starship? What a great movie. I said, what does God need with a starship? Anyway, I have a front porch. And I'd like to screen that front porch in, and I'd like not to pay $600 for somebody else to do it. So here's what I'm thinking. And I've done this before. So if you think I'm crazy, go ahead and think I'm crazy. I learned how to skate backwards by doing this. When I was playing hockey, started playing hockey, I'm a goalie. You got to be able to skate backwards. And I couldn't master it. So I went to another me in another universe that knew how to skate backwards, and he showed me overnight I could skate backwards. Bam. So I want to build this screen porch. And I'm still going to go on YouTube, and I'm still going to look at the stuff there and learn how. But I'm also going to go find a Jeff in another universe that knows how to build a screen porch. Because Of the infinite Jeffs that are out there, one of those suckers knows how to build a screen porch. But let me say this, let me qualify this. Yes, there may be infinite yous out there, but the fact that you're observing them is going to cause some of them not to be to your access. So say there's 100 of you out there and you start observing them, you may only have access to 4 or 5. But if you look far enough and long enough, you'll find one that has the expertise and the understanding that you need. And who better to give you advice than the smartest person you know, which is you. And of course, I'm using a silly, mundane example of skating backwards or building a screen porch. Although Rooney, my cat, doesn't think it's that mundane because he would love that. But at any rate, if you need to learn something about how to get rid of an oppressing spirit, if you need to learn something about how to heal yourself, if you need to learn something about how to learn another language, how to appropriate another skill, what if you help you? Help you. Help you. What if you go and you quantum jump to another universe and access your own self in another universe? Or check this out. Let's say you got a big decision to make. Should I stay or should I go? I'll spare you the singing. You think, I'm going to stay. Michelle, thank you. If you say I'm going to stay, why don't you go visit that other universe where you said I'm going to go and explore what that looked like? So now you can make an even better decision. How about that? And I've done this. I didn't see Star Trek doing I'm sorry, distracted. I've done this before. It works. Well, Jeff, that's stupid. There's no multiple universes. There's no parallel universes. You were just inside your own head, accessing information that you didn't have access to. You didn't go to any different universes. So what? What if it is just a meditative technique? What if I don't go to another universe? What if I do just access some parts of my brain that I haven't accessed before? What if I just access some resources within myself that I didn't access before? So what? Does that mean it doesn't work? No. That means it's still a very viable and I would say very valuable tool. Quantum jumping. Another guy, I think his name is Bert Goldman, has a program out about it, but that's basically what it is. Save yourself the $95. Sorry, Bert. Go into a meditative state. Go locate another you and another universe. That makes interesting. You are the one verse. That's kind of interesting. Locate yourself that has the knowledge you need in another universe. Where is that porch building mofo Jeff out there? I need some help. And then when you find him or her, and you might find a you that is a girl maybe in another universe. Wouldn't that be interesting? A little scary, but interesting. And then you zoom in, you say, hey, bro, help me, help me. Show me how to build this screen porch. And I'm getting some insight right now, even as I do that. Am I crazy? I don't know. Does it work? Yeah, I've used it before and it works. Maybe you think it's stupid. Maybe you think it's silly. Well, maybe that's one tool that you won't be able to use. That's one tool you won't have in your toolbox that I have in mind. I choose to use anything that works and doesn't harm or cause difficulty for any other people. So guess what? I'm going to help me. I'm going to quantum jump. I'm going to access all of the Jeffs that are out there. And I wonder if they have other divine sparks. Boom. Now we got really big stuff. So let's go ahead and go into the chat room. You've listened to me ramble on for 24 minutes and 33, 34, 35 seconds. So let me listen to what you're rambling about. And hopefully I won't have to kick anybody out. Education is fun. Big Teddy Smooth, good to see you, brother. It's very difficult to free those who won't even acknowledge their own shackles. Yes, it is, Steve G. And guess what? You can't even try. Nice to see you here, Wendy. Is there a link for the rebroadcast? There are no official rebroadcasts of Coast to Coast, and I am not supporting any of the pirate ones that you see on YouTube. If you want to hear rebroadcasts of Coast to Coast, you go to Coast AM, you become a Coast Insider, $5, $6, $7 a month, and you can listen to all the shows you want. You can listen to Scotty Roberts on Coast to Coast if you want to. You can listen to Heidi Vandenberg on Coast to Coast if you want to. You can listen to me on Coast to Coast if you want to. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I want to see Kaku talk to Douglas Dietrich. I don't know, man. That looks like the same broadcast disclosing scientific weather manipulation. Parallel universes may also go side to side like a book. Could be. It does kind of explain a lot. Send me your coordinates, Hillary. FBI website has information on interdimensional beings. Interesting. The FBI figured it out. I studied M theory in 06, string theory 2. Now they're intertwined. Interesting. This subject always reminds me of the one. String theory boggles the mind. Infinity isn't. Reality, infinity isn't really infinity anymore. Don't give me a headache, says somebody to Scotty. The other end of a black hole is white. That's kind of crazy to me. OMG, there are likely more Jeff Dartys. Oh, no, there's more than one Christian whistleblower. How bad is that? And Scotty says, and in another universe, Jeff is the Pope. Homina, homina, homina. Puh. That's how we do it over there. The earth is flat. Oh, boy, here we go. When humans bridge the gap in spiritual and science, truth will reside, in my opinion. That's what I was thinking. Keep me here while I go find myself. The universe is flat. Lots of versions of my ex-wife. Nigel, I think, has a little issue with his ex-wife. Just considering the options, yep. Everywhere at the same time. Time is nowhere, yet everywhere. Interesting stuff. If there's more than one of us, it's not in other universes, but different timelines when we might have taken different choices. Could be. In another dimension, I fought in the Spanish-American War. I'm out. This is not new to me. Keep up the good work. Adios. Was the reason that the pyramids were made to conduct enough power to travel universes? I don't know. Interesting. That would explain that I remember the JFK assassination, there being 4 people in the car, and now it shows 6 people in the car. Well, that's a very common Mandela effect. Doc Illusion, I let you back in. Don't be an idiot or I'll show you the door again. None of that ZMU crap. You're not Lee Veltman. Don't pretend you are, because guess what? He's blocked. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. The pyramids were not power conductors. I agree with Scotty Roberts. What's causing the Mandela effect? I'll talk about that on Thursday night with George Norrie. They were spaceships, says Scotty. The pyramids were spaceships. If you don't believe that, just watch Stargate. The entire Giza Plateau is astrology and math. I don't think you travel from universe to universe to learn different things, because there would be different souls in each universe. That's kind of the point. How does one do that? Wendy, we should ask him. Ask him what? What does God need with a starship? You in verses. I like that, T. Whitten. That's what I was thinking. What am I stirring? You're on my last nerve. Knock it off. That's silly ZMU crap. I'll do it for half of what Scotty will do it for, exactly. Yeah, they did do, that was called, I can't remember what that was called among wolves, but Star Trek Continues did do a nice job with that one. I liked it. Mirror, mirror. I don't think you find yourself in another universe, but in another timeline. Okay, I gotcha. We heard you the first time. I love the old Star Trek, the real Star Trek. Weren't we talking about Scientology all the time? You can help you help you. Absolutely. I remember the key things correctly. Mandela never died. Oh, here, this is interesting. Angels here to observe the end. All I'm saying is my universe has no Mandela effect. I remember the key things correctly, and Mandela never died. This is interesting. So angels here to observe the end is from their own perfect universe, and their universe had no Mandela effect, and they're right about everything. I thought that was my universe. Interesting. Gates of Hell was an unfinished work. I'd love to visit your continent. There's stacks of realities. I agree. Do you think deja vu are multi-uni hiccups? All I can say is, whoa. I don't know. It would make sense. There's 7.6 billion parts of the universe, which are all observing and experiencing and creating without time or space, and we can tap into the collective universe. Interesting. Would a transverse multiverse put me in reverse? Dude, you just blew right past me. You just read my thoughts, Jeff, about you being in universe. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome to come stay in Tweed, Scotty Roberts. All right. I don't know why I do this to myself. One chance. That's it. 5 hours from East Coast to West Coast. Have you ever considered a show on the 20% diamond part of the Bible? That's every show. Searching the universe. Shoot. Okay. Not everyone's in the same shift at the same time. Isn't that the truth? Captain Kirk, in her dream the other night, says Hillary Davis, leaning on a teacher's desk in high school. That's excellent. I love that. Scientology has some workable spiritual technologies and now is a prison. The Wayans brother said, I see white people in Scary Movie. He said, I see dead people. That's one of the newest MEs. He did say, I see white people in that movie. I saw it. What if we have one soul controlling many parallel bodies like a multi-core CPU? That's interesting, Yoga. Very interesting. Don't spend the money on quantum jumping, bunch of babies. But don't we still need a creator of some sort? I would say that we came from somewhere, and that would entail a creator of some sort. I just heard that the Latin word for system is sewer. Oh, that's interesting. More Mandela effects. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Captain Kirk was protecting me in a weird vision once. Long story, but that's the simplest way to describe it in a few words. Heidi Vandenberg in the house. I don't know who Daryl Anka channeling Bashar is. I don't like channeling. Just don't like channeling. Maybe I will someday. Right now, I don't like channeling. Yeah. Nice to see you, Heidi. Big Teddy Smooth. That's a very interesting idea. The idea of one soul permeating into the universe. So go ahead, kick me out, but I'm invisible. You're all a bunch of newbies. Oh, we always get some trolls, and I love trolls because it's so nice to just go like that. Bye-bye, troll. I love it. But if you're not much of a cowboy if you're not taking a few arrows. That's the way I look at it. Perfect. So think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Mainstream science says that in all probability, we live in a universe that there are parallel universes. And in all likelihood, there's more than one Heidi Vandenberg, more than one Scotty Roberts, more than one Jeffrey Darty, more than one Catherine Emma. They're all out there in other universes. And we can, I'm asking the question, and I've done it, why can't you go If Heidi needs to learn how to do something, why can't she go to the smartest person she knows, Heidi Vandenberg, in another universe and get answers from the other Heidi? I've done it, not from Heidi, but from myself. And how about this? If you wanted to learn to play guitar by Jimi Hendrix and he's dead, could you go to another universe and locate Jimi Hendrix and have him teach you how to play the guitar? The possibilities are endless. The possibilities are endless. Well, if Dolores Cannon agrees with me, then she must be right. That's all I can say about that. I watched every bit of Fringe. That was a great show. So just something to think about. If you need help, why not try to help yourself? This is about guiding your own spirit. This is about being your own guru. Quantum jumping. Help you. Help you. Fringe was excellent. Help you help you. Staggering, stunning, enlightening, expanding. Heidi says that she would love to meet the other Heidi, but she doesn't think this universe needs another Heidi. I would agree with that. One Heidi is enough for any universe. And then there's the butterfly effect. Do you really want to get into that? Maybe you'd mess, but we're not talking about going to another place to change anything. We're talking about going to places to learn something. Because somewhere out there, there's a Heidi Vandenberg that's a nuclear physicist. And if Heidi Vandenberg that we know and love needed to learn about nuclear physicist stuff, she could go talk to physicist Heidi, and physicist Heidi could give her the information that she needs about that stuff. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, my technical explanation of what I'm trying to talk about. Scotty Roberts says he wants to have a fight with his evil self like Captain Kirk did in Star Trek V again. I think that was. How did you contact yourself, Jeff? I went into a meditative state. I looked around for the self that I wanted to talk to that had the information that I wanted. And I simply went and I talked to him and I said, hey, bro, I know you know how to skate backwards. I'm not talking about that one, Scotty. I'm talking about the one where he was in the movie with Iman, you know, the one, what was that? The Undiscovered Country, when she shape-shifted and he was fighting himself. That's what I was thinking about. You were thinking about the one where I want to live. I want to live. Yeah. Anyway, Star Trek nerds. What was I talking about before that? I was talking about something fairly important, I thought. Dang it. Scotty Roberts got me off course again. That's all right. Fun stuff. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Pretend is for children. I don't pretend to be anyone, Jeff. That's why people who do not like me so much, I always respected you and was around you when you had 400 subs. I don't understand your hostility. It's not about you. Stop making it about you. Were the universes and dimensions a whole once and they shattered for some reason? That's a good question. How did I do it? I went into a meditative state. I actually looked around in other parallel dimensions for the Jeff that had the information that I wanted. I've done this in more than one occasion. And then I just went and I talked to him. And he gave me information that I needed. Number one, on how to skate backwards. That was one of the things I learned from him. The other one was a little more personal. I don't really want to share it with 100 people now, and who knows how many over the days, months, and years to come. And I got information that I needed that I didn't have and that I put into practice and that worked and worked well. Now, again, some will say you didn't go to another universe. You didn't talk to another Jeff. You just accessed something within your own brain. You just accessed something that's within yourself that you didn't have access to before. I got no problem with that. If it's just expanding your consciousness, That's great. I'll do it. Yeah, stop being a snowflake. Delicate flowers don't last long here. And isn't it? I mean, we're just done. We're over that whole thing. Is that why we feel like we need to find our other half? That's interesting. Maybe it is. And maybe that's more than a joke when I say, I've found the one and he's me. Wow. Or I did access, maybe this is just all code for accessing your higher self. I heard that astral projection is safer when you have a person that helps pull you back. Otherwise, you could get stuck there. I don't think so, Scotty, because your body is an anchor. Your body actually prevents you from getting stuck out there. I don't believe, and I've done this a lot, and I've talked to a lot of people that have done it. I don't believe it's possible for you to get lost in astral projection as long as you have a body. Now, if you were astral projecting and your body died while you were astral projecting, you might have an issue. But if you're astral projecting and you have a body, your body is a natural anchor, Scotty. So you don't have to worry about being lost in the astral. And I know they talk about the silver cord and all that, but that may be metaphorical. It may be real. But when you are astral projecting, as long as you don't die while you're astral projecting, you have that, whoops, I'm dead. Where to now? Hopefully you came to the What to Do When You're Dead seminar and you know what to do now that you're dead. Twin flames let me ask a question. It sounds like a conference. Yeah. Does anybody believe in twin flames? Do you really believe there's only one person out of 8 billion that's for you, or 4 billion? Well, if you're bisexual, there could be 8 billion. But if you're a straight person, do you think there's only one person out of 4 billion that's for you? Or do you think that there's multiple people that could be your quote unquote twin flame, that could be your quote unquote, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, the one, your soulmate. That's what I was looking for. And I'm not banging on Karina Z. I'm just asking the question. Do you think that there's more than one perfect one for you? I kind of find it hard to believe that out of 4 billion women on this planet, there's only one that's perfect for me. Although that would explain my several years of monk-like behavior. Explore astral projection, Scotty. It's very interesting. Great plug, Jeff. I don't know what that means. Heidi says, no, I don't. Heidi doesn't believe there's only one person for one person. I would tend to agree with that. One at a time, says Mazden. That I agree with. One at a time. I'm not one of those swingers. One at a time is fine with me. And let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, these are the things I say that I get myself in trouble. And I actually have thought about this one and know that it's probably going to get me in trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway because I think it's funny. And let me just check. Yeah, this is Jeff Darty's YouTube channel, so I can do whatever the hell I want. One at a time, Mazden, because let's face it, brother, it's hard enough to keep one woman at a time happy. What man really thinks he can keep multiple women happy at one time? You're just kidding yourself, brother. And ladies, I assume it's similar with men, although men seem to be much simpler creatures than women. Although I have no experience dating men, but anyway, there you go. Why do you need more than one at a time? That's just me. And besides, many things, as Spock once said, having is often not as satisfying as wanting. It is illogical, but it is often true. So you think you want a threesome, but wait till you do. The fantasy doesn't line up with the reality. That's all I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, now that we found our way into threesomes and moresomes and all that stuff, who took us down that road? I don't think that there's only one for each one. The silver cord only ties you to your body, but probably to this universe as well, to stop you from going back to your wrong self in a different universe. Now, that's interesting, Slimy. That's a horrible YouTube name, but that's interesting, Slimy. I love it. The punishment for having two wives is having two wives. And somewhere there's a lady saying, yeah, same punishment for having two husbands. Scotty Roberts, there was a woman I once dated who had also dated a few other friends of mine. We formed the soulmate club as she told us all that we were her soulmate. That's completely another thing, though. Well, Scotty, you know, that was just probably her thing. Instead of saying, I love you, she wanted to say that you're my soulmate. And, you know, maybe she was just very optimistic. If she keeps believing that everyone's her soulmate, sooner or later, she's going to find her soulmate. So anyway, some of you guys are a wreck. Who loves Spock more than Kirk? Pfft. Get out of here, T-Wit. It makes me want to block you. Kidding. I guess there's Spock people and there's Kirk people, but dude, would you rather spend a day with Spock or with Kirk? Come on, Kirk is so much more fun. And I never met Nimoy, but I have met William Shatner a couple times. When coming back from astral, sometimes I travel back inside a tube. Maybe this is a silver cord. I wonder if you went out astrally, if you could go to another dimension. You probably could, but wow. What would be waiting for you when you got there? Because you would be a man out of time or a woman out of time. Let's say Heidi Vandenberg astral projects, or Scotty Roberts, he was talking about it. Scotty Roberts astral projects. And Scotty Roberts decides he came from universe A and he decides he wants to go to universe C. When he gets to universe C, he's not universe C Scotty, he's universe A Scotty. So things are going to be different when he gets there. And he might be married to Lisa Stucci and not Rainey Roberts. And if he went into Rainey Roberts and grabbed her butt, that could cause some problems. Wow. Or what if Rocky was married to Rainey and he went in? Oh, then he's really got some troubles. Or what if the Scotty Roberts in Universe C is gay and he's married to Rocky Stucci? The possibilities, ladies and gentlemen, are endless. So I would recommend that if you astral project, you come back to the same universe that you left. That's just me, unless you really want to spice it up. Wow. I've never dated someone who dated someone I was friends with dated. Yeah. We're not going to go there. This isn't confession time for me. Very, very interesting. So that's a great question. But I think you probably could. Once you get in the astral realm, I'll bet you have access to other realms. Rainey Roberts just yelled out that Scotty Roberts is definitely gay. Rainey Roberts, there's about 6 reasons why I don't believe you. And you can yell that out at her. And yes, I do know Rainey, so I'm not being totally inappropriate. I think both astral bodies would have to agree to switch. That's interesting. And I've always thought about this, and I'm rambling on, but this is interesting. In one of the Star Trek episodes, I think it was called Turnabout Intruder, where the woman that wanted to be the Star Trek or wanted to be a starship captain, I think her name was Karen. Anyway, she tricked Rainey heard me. She tricked Kirk into going to this place. And remember, they switched bodies. And Captain Kirk, which the woman had his body, he's sitting in his command chair, filing his nails. Just a great scene. I've always wondered if you could switch bodies with somebody. And there's been movies about that and TV shows about that. If you could switch bodies, like a man wanted to find out what it'd be like to be a woman and you switch bodies, that would be a trip, wouldn't it? Except, of course, if you switch bodies with someone and they wouldn't switch back. I saw that, or I read that in one of the Anne Rice books. The vampire, was it Lestat or was it Armand? But anyway, no, Lestat switched bodies with some guy and the guy double crossed him. So, wow. Yeah, that Kirk filing his nails was a brilliant piece of cinematography. So yeah, to change bodies, wow. That would be something very, very interesting. Catherine says women are a lot of work. And I assume Catherine is a woman. Very interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Evil entities love to steal bodies. Yeah, I could see that happening. So even though it would be interesting, I don't think I'm up for it. Yeah, the tale of the body thief. That's what it was. Angels. Thank you. Angels of the perfect universe where he or she knows everything. I'm just jabbing you a little bit. Interesting. Disney movies portray switching bodies. Catherine says she wouldn't want to be a man. I think most men wouldn't want to be women, and most women wouldn't want to be men. Interesting. I think with the right technology, you'd be able to take the soul out and place it in another body. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. And that's the only the last random crazy thing that I can think of to talk about right now. That's one of the problems with AI. They put you in a body that's never going to die, never going to get sick, never going to get old. That all sounds good until you can't ever get out of it and you're stuck there forever and you never get to move on to your next place of ascension. Robot bodies or robot boobies? Which one are you trying to say? And by the way, Mr. Robot, Rex was right. Worth watching. I'm hooked. Among wolves doesn't want to be a male. Oh, did Anne? I was just saying, I thought Anne Rice went all Jesused up, and now you're telling me she's un-Jesused up? Well, good for her. Good for her. Ghost in a Shell. I didn't see that. I'll have to go see that. Excellent, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. If there are no, well, 55 Porter, they transplanted a dead head onto a dead body. So they transplanted a dead head onto a dead body. Hard to measure the results. Yeah, the head's on. Yay. But they didn't have to connect all the muscles, all the nerves. There's no way they can know. So I don't think they're any closer than they were before. I could stitch a head on a body. Let's face it. But to make it actually work, bah, humbug. Dollhouse is a scary show. Yeah, that was a good one. What about AI suicide to get out? But you're stuck in there, Yogic. You're stuck. You can't get out of that body. I wonder if today's vampires are AI victims from the future. That's interesting. Ask and Reserve says, I got to go. I'm calling me. There's the problem with the transhumanism. The soul gets stuck here in this material plane. Exactly. And if you want to be stuck in this, I mean, you have the right. If you want to be stuck in this plane, if you want to stay where you are forever, if you want to be in a robot body forever, that's your choice. I want to go above and beyond what I am now. That's my desire. Where would you go? Do the porch, Jeff, before the heads. I will do the screen porch first before I do heads. Thanks, Jeff. No artificial bodies. Robo sapiens. Ooh, that almost sounds like the truth. Memnock the devil. Yeah, those Anne Rice books had an effect on me. They have something beyond just words on pages. There's some intention. There's some, and I don't know if it's good or bad or indifferent, but it will tweak your brain. Trust me, it will tweak your brain if you read those books. So be careful, friends. Well, folks, we're going to bring this to a screeching halt right now. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. This has been the Gospel Truth Broadcast of Excellence. You're talking about Revelation, where they say they'll seek death, but death will flee from them. Probably wasn't written by John. That's probably dung, but you're right. It is in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, just some more ruminations. It's much easier to fool someone than it is to convince them they've been fooled, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying, because there's guys like Marsden Brooks out there with open ears and open eyes. That one of Jesus, I wouldn't read it because she was all Jesus up when she wrote it. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to bring you to water. Hopefully you'll drink. To bring you to truth. Hopefully you'll think. It's up to you. Can't do it for you. But I do encourage you to keep asking questions and to keep questioning answers. Guide your own spirit. Master your own ascension. Be your own guru. And I salute each and every one of you for being here, because it shows to me that there's no doubt you're here to unindoctrinate yourself. Thank you, Scotty Roberts, Heidi Vandenberg, and all the rest of you for being here. Don't forget the extravaganza of enlightenment, December 10th. And don't forget to tune me in on Coast to Coast AM Thursday night. We'll see you there, and in between, and some other stuff, maybe in another universe. Take care.